Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Scott Whitfield with CSBN. Today's guest is incredible. He's playing with the BCBL, formerly with the Cape Cod League. I would like to introduce you all to Richard Brereton. Richard, thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having
Absolutely. So you've had a very interesting journey. You played in the COD League last year, 4 years at Emory University. What led you to come down here and join the BCBL? It's not necessarily a high-profile league as of now, but having you here really helps.
Well, I appreciate it. So as you mentioned, I played 4 years at Emory University. I was fortunate enough to play in the Cape Cod League after my junior year. I was planning on going back again this year, but because of COVID and some cancellations, the BCBL was one of the only places that was going to have a season. So my grandparents lived down here, so it was an easy choice to come down against the Reps.
Now, we had Sean Lomas on the show. He's the commissioner for your league just a couple weeks ago. You guys have had a short time together, but what kind of things has he shown you or taught you, and what has that relationship been like with him, with your league?
Sure. So Sean Lomas has done a great job in putting together a group of guys, a bunch of teams that have a group of guys that want to play and get reps. It wasn't easy to do, with all these other cancellations. Guys had other plans. So to be able to put together a season, we all really appreciate it as players because we just want to play.
So the COVID has really changed the way people are getting reps. How important is it to have these games? Also, like you mentioned to me off camera, you guys are having stacked double headers. What's some advice you can give somebody that's got to go 6 hours in and out each day in the heat? What do you do to cope?
So first of all, yeah, it's super important to get reps. Because all of our college seasons were cut short, this is a really important time for reps and also development. So we're really happy to play. And second of all, yeah, we've had a tough schedule. We've had a lot of games in the past 11 days or past 9 days. I think we've played 11 games. So yeah, it's quite a lot. But we came down here to get our work in, to see some live pitching. So we've been really fortunate to do so. So we all just want to play ball, so it's not too difficult.
So you're a center fielder with the Rising Stars. How's your team looking this year? What are your chances of getting in the playoffs, and how does that playoff experience in summer ball compare to college?
Sure. So we have a really good team this year. The playoffs, I think everyone makes the playoffs, but right now we're slated to be either the 1 seed or the 2 seed, which means we'd have a first round bye. So we're looking strong into the playoffs and really looking forward to the opportunity to compete. It's a little bit different this season than the postseason here. A little bit different from college ball, just because college ball there's more on the line. Summer ball we're really here to get reps and get better, but you always want to win wherever you're playing. You always want to win. So we're not playing to lose, we're playing to win. So we look forward to the opportunity.
Yeah. So you, like many other people in your grade, are a Corona senior, and you have another year of eligibility. I don't know if we're going to put a little CO instead of a RS for redshirt, but you're going somewhere very special, very near and dear to my heart, actually. You're going to be at Duke University this coming season, this coming year. That's got to be interesting. What's the thing that you're looking forward to the most, being in that environment?
Yeah, so I guess the thing I'm looking to most is just being in the atmosphere, around the atmosphere. Coach Pollard has done such a great job with the last few years in the program. The team's been extremely competitive, and I know they're such a tight-knit group with a great core group of guys. I just hope that I can go in and contribute.
And maybe be a Cameron Crazy. Paint yourself blue, write a D on your chest. I don't know what they do over there. There's something in the water though. So you are a very unique player in that you are a pitcher. And you're also an outfielder. Is that something you trained to do for a long time, or is that just something you had to do to adapt? How did that come to be?
Sure. So I've been a two-way my whole life. So growing up, I always pitched and played the field, and I love doing both. So I did both in high school, did both in college. Wasn't necessarily recruited as a pitcher, but then kind of got the opportunity my freshman year to show what I could do on the mound. So I've been doing both pretty much my whole life, and I'm going to keep doing both until I'm told to stop one or the other.
Yeah. So very few people come from the COD League without being a draft prospect. Obviously, Major League Baseball, it's very much a mess right now. We're not exactly sure how many rounds they're going to be. luckily you have another year to get recruited, to get scouted. Uh, Obviously, it's very up in the air, but what do you see happening with the draft? And obviously, if you can't do that, there's other professional leagues you can go into. What's your mindset going into that?
So my goal has always been to play professional baseball. That still remains the same. I'm not sure what they'll do regarding the draft next year. They usually have 40 rounds. This year they cut it to 5, so obviously it's a significant cut that they did, but probably necessary this year because we don't know what the major league or minor league season will look like necessarily. But I'm just hopeful I get an opportunity to play and show what I can do. It's been my goal for a really long time to play professionally, and if I have the opportunity, I'd love to show an organization what I can do.
What are your pitches in your tool chest? You got 4 or 5 of them, and then you got to have a curve or a sinker. What's your favorite off-speed pitch to throw after you've done some years?
So I throw a 4-seam, a 2-seam, a slider, curveball, and a changeup. I think my favorite pitch is a changeup. It's something that Coach Roberts in the Cape really harped on us pitchers about in a good way. He made us develop changeups because there's some of the toughest pitches to hit. I know as a hitter, the pitch I don't want to see is the guy with a good changeup. So I like throwing that pitch. It really gets guys off balance, and I think that's the one.
Well, hopefully, if you do make it to the majors, you can be on an NL franchise and show off those stats, because not a lot of pitchers can also hit and face good pitches like that. So I read somewhere you have a 467 slugging percentage. You got to have a favorite gap. It's got to be somewhere. Go ahead and tell us the secret.
Well, I didn't know that stat, but I guess my favorite gap would be right center. I'm a right-handed hitter, so I think when I think about pulling the ball, I think I get myself in trouble. So I'm shooting for that right center field gap.
Great. There's a lot of cool things I hope you get to experience in Myrtle Beach. I know you guys are crazy busy with this condensed schedule. We've got a sky wheel that'll flip you around in a circle. It's pretty much like a carnival atmosphere here. Hopefully you get an off day, maybe get a bye week, and go check some of that out. If you guys do get a championship, are you going to get some free entertainment? You can be able to hang around for a little bit. Or is it right back to school?
Well, I hope so. I think I'll be here for a couple of days after it ends, and I'm going to drive back up home to Connecticut. But I'll still have about a month and a half before I have to report to school. Month and a half before I have to report to school. So continue to train and work out and get ready to go in the fall.
I'm sure Commissioner Lomas is happy that you joined his organization. They got a great program there. One of the few leagues that's running on a full schedule, basically. Richard, we really appreciate you being on the show. Thank you for coming along. And thank you guys for listening and watching at home. We really appreciate it, bud.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.